Snorm. I created an indicator for people who like to do their harmonic patterns manually. It's called Snorm Harmonics. At the moment it's version 1, and this video is just to talk about how it works and how to use it. So let's drag that onto this chart here. We've got gold hourly. I'll go through all these options in a minute. And you see we get XABCD displayed at the top. The indicator just looks at the highest point on the chart and sticks the letters there. And it's quite simple. Drag the X, drag the B and the D. Put the indicator into dynamic mode. I'm doing this the weekend, so I've got no tick data, therefore I have to keep refreshing it. And you can see we've got a black swan identified. When the indicator is in dynamic mode, it will look for a new pattern all the time. And so it basically refreshes all the information here, which is particularly useful if you've got your D point down on the current bar. But there are drawbacks to that. So if we were to switch to the monthly time frame, we would have less bars for it to work with, and it would go and destroy the pattern. I can just show you that quickly. There you go, you can see what happens. And if we switch back to the hourly, it's gone way off because it's used the monthly charts. So we just use our template again and reapply. So to make sure we don't have that problem with the monthly, we can take the dynamic mode off. And then if we switch to monthly and back to hourly, our pattern it still remains. Let's just get that back up again. There we go. So it's intended to be a time saver, really. Doing harmonic patterns manually requires a lot of Fibonacci drawings and then drawing your triangles, etc. Then you've got to cross-reference to make sure that the relationships match the patterns that you're looking for. You can see on the chart here we have a lot of lines. These are Fibonacci retrace and extension levels from the different legs. We can show the values of them. Next. There you go. Now I've created an option in the indicator. Some people like different Fibonacci values. As you can see, we go up to we go down to a minus 300 on here, up to a 600. You can change that or any of the individual values. Scrolling down towards the bottom, there's all your Fibonacci levels, and we could, for example, add a minus 400 if we want to. And there you have it. You can also put the Fibonacci levels to raise, so they extend to the right, which can be useful if you want to look for some confluence for possible support and resistance. As you can see the Fibonacci levels joining up here, providing some good support, and down here again. But that can look a bit messy by itself. I can take the text off, clean the chart up a little bit. You can apply this indicator as many times as you like. We've got three key variables in here for doing that. So we've got the line name Snorm. Everything that you see here will be prefixed with a Snorm, which is quite nice if you want to call up the objects and select some of the letters, for example. You'd look for everything beginning with that prefix. The triangle colour speaks for itself, but also the harmonic pattern is in the same colour, and the up-down pos is how far you want this information going up and down on the chart. So we just add another one onto here just to show you. I'm going to make that anything you like. Make that a different colour and add 40. Works pretty well. Again, go and put it into dynamic mode. The refresh button. It hasn't found a pattern in that instance. Nope, I can do it away. There you go, found a card for us. Or a partisan. And you can add that as many times as you like, as long as you remember to change the line name, the colour, and the up-down position. I'll just go through some of the other options on here. Most of them speak for themselves. The magnet, when you draw your letters on, you see I didn't have to worry too much about where I place them. It will look, if you place your X down under the lowest low bar, it will look 3 bars to the left, 3 bars to the right, and find the lowest point, and vice versa on the high points there. You can change that as much as you like. If you want to be precise with your positioning, then make that a 0. The only problem is with message trader, it sticks the X when it's on the upper bar, sort of overwrites it. It's not quite as good as it's done on the lower bar. We can see it clearly below. I have played different options on that one, haven't had any great results, so I've just left it as it is. I might look at that one again in the future. The XBD control, as you can see, we just placed XB and D on here. It automatically looked for the A and the C points, the lowest points between those letters. If you don't want it to do that, if you want to manually position them, then you can set that to false. The X color in dynamic, as we explained, when you're in dynamic mode, that goes blue. If you switch it to false, it changes the color back to black, as you can see on that one. Other options, I think we've probably gone through most of them right now. Line works for the harmonic pattern lines, and it'll make them red for bearish or green for bullish. Font size of the letters and colours. Do you want to draw the fib retraces or not? And the style of the fib retrace. Fib text we've spoken about. Do you want to draw triangles? Well, it'll be a bit pointless not having the triangles. You can switch off if you want to. The leg data. Switch the dynamic on again. I have to remove this dynamic option. There you go, there's the leg data. So it's measuring from wick to wick, or it goes from wick to body. And it shows you the different values there, and also shows you what type of pattern you've got. And it shows the ABCD information. So if you want to look for ABCD patterns, or alternatively XABC patterns, I leave that as default on. You can switch it off if you want to. So if no harmonic patterns are there, but you do have ABCD, then obviously you could have a good tradable setup. Just show you how the options are the letters are displayed in the options, in the objects. So as we said, it's prefixed by everything we've got that we put in as the line name. If you wanted to just select the A, B, C, D, X letters, you can do that, because we know what it's like trying to grab these things and move them, especially when you've got a lot of other information on the charts as well. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There's another one I did on gold earlier, showing 3 patterns, and one that I did on the euro daily, and that's pretty much it. I hope you find some use from the indicator. Really, like I say, it's intended to make life easier. There are some good indicators out there, like Zap and Call, which will look for the patterns for you. But as we know, they don't find everything, and you might need multiple versions to find different patterns. This is a simple approach, which I hope you will find useful. Thank you for watching the video, and speak to you soon when I've got a next update perhaps.